We have a little guest for you today, special guest that is, and Shane Vereen joining us as well. So let's get into Russell Wilson. Signs a massive contract extension this offseason. Doug Baldwin out of the building. How does this 2019 look to you?
Since the Seahawks were played against me in the Super Bowl, they have lost pieces each and every year. But the one thing that has been constant is Russell Wilson. And the one thing that has been constant is his play at quarterback. I think a player like Russell Wilson, they are lucky to have a guy that can run, a guy that can pass, a guy that can control the offense, can control the team, a good team leader. I think you pay those guys. You keep those guys around. To be honest, I don't think you can put a price tag on peace of mind. And when you have a guy like Russell Wilson, yeah. I think every offensive coordinator can sleep easier when you know you have a quarterback like Russell Wilson commanding the huddle.
No question.
If the Chiefs had a more prominent run game, then they win the AFC Championship game. That second half is completely dominated by the Chiefs offense, running the football, converting first downs. It's one thing to run the football. It's another thing to have a concerted effort that we're going to run the ball 20 to 30 times a game, and that's our game plan coming into the game. It's physical. What it does when you run heavy in the first 3 quarters, that defensive line, the pass rush slows down, the gaps start to get bigger. You're controlling the ball. You're controlling the tempo of the game. All that is still very prominent. A lot of teams now are controlling the tempo, controlling the game via the quarterback, via the pass game. But that's not to say that you cannot have an effective run game, which still allows you to control the ball, allows you to be physical, allows you to win the line of scrimmage. I think that all of that really will help any quarterback. We talk about Joe Burrow, but Joe Mixon was one of the best running backs this year. And we don't really talk about him that much. He had over 1,200 yards.
Who on that list stands out that better show up big?
To me on that list is Carson Wentz. And the reason why it's Carson Wentz is because if he doesn't perform now, the whole Philadelphia organization, the Philadelphia team is in trouble. They've put a lot of faith behind Carson Wentz, as they should, because in his first year, he came in like a game buster. He came in, was making unbelievable plays, escaping out of the pocket, making big throws downfield, making plays with his feet. So we've seen him do it. We know he can do it. However, if he doesn't do it this year, I think it really puts Philly in a bad spot, in a bad situation, because they do not have Nick Foles anymore.
Also, what about you?
For me, coming into the league, I was able to play under a pro-style offense in college under Jeff Tefford, and so I felt that I was good, that I was prepared, that I was come in and things would transfer over from college. But what I forgot was the fundamentals and how important the little things are, the little details, getting to 5 yards on your route, getting your hands up when you're ready to receive the pass, checking the right linebackers and the right safeties for a blitz before you get out into your route. It's those little intricate details, I think, that was hard for me to really understand, but that's what keeps guys in the league, are those little things.
Shane?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Derek Carr. And I'm going to go with Derek Carr because in this offseason, they've added 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and they drafted a running back in Jacobs. They are putting the pieces around him in order for him to be successful. Last year, I think the Oakland Raiders, they won 4 games. However, Derek Carr had a career year. He was first in completion percentage, first in passing yards, and first in yards per pass attempt across the entire league. So he has the tools that they need in order for them to be successful. And with Gruden's offense, year 2, I expect to see it.
We've heard a lot of different descriptions for Bill O'Brien and his coaching style over the years. But if you had to choose one word to describe Bill O'Brien, what would it be and why?
Intensity. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that he takes every day extremely seriously. He approaches every practice as an opportunity to get better. I think not just Coach O'Brien, but I think that whole coaching staff in New England, they take practice so seriously. And it's because when you get to the game, we go through a lot in practice. We go through a lot in camp. We're getting yelled at in meetings and on the field. But they do that, and then you go to the game, there's no yelling. They just let you go play because they trust you, because they've seen you put the work in. Otherwise, they weren't going to put you out there. But back to Billy O, I loved his intensity week in and week out, day in and day out. In the middle of camp, late in the season, you need a coach like that to get you up and to get you ready to go for practice and to get you excited for the game on Sunday.
Shane and Brock in studio with us here today. What is this game all about, Shane?
Well, okay, so here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
A little bit of a role reversal. We're going to ask you guys the questions and see how well you guys know the brother Vereen.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
I'm not seeing confidence. I'm not seeing a lot of confidence.
He's going down.
Here we go.
Oh, I got confidence.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah,
You
let's
guys
go.
ready?
I got my marker
Here-
out.
All right, here we go. First question. My brother went to Minnesota for 4 years. I went to Cal for 3 years. Who won more games in college?